You saw what the title was, man. I'm gonna jump right into it. Of course, it's pay me no mind. Feels free to become a subscriber. You like the way the information is being broken down or discussed? Uh, Hit the like button. Leave a comment. You know, it's not all about my opinion and my views, but it is what it is. Hey, I got the news late last night. Actually, quick entertainment note. I wasn't aware of this television show called David Makes Man, but I guess it's on the OWN network, Oprah Winfrey's network. It just had its season 2 premiere, I believe, last night, I think. Um, I'm gonna come back and do some more on it, some more content on it in a minute. But I did watch the first episode of the second season, but it seems like I got to find a way to go back and watch what season 1 was all about. So I'll get to that more later. I just want to know if anybody out there is interested in that show whatsoever. So let me know. This Pistons situation. Yeah, I was coming home last night from my Tuesday night ride and got a text about congratulations. I'm like, what the hell did what did I do, or what happened, or what happened? And a partner of mine was like, yeah, the Pistons, they got the number 1 pick in the draft. I'm like, damn, really? You know how many years, how many seasons I've been arguing with, well, I used to. I didn't say nothing this year. But arguing with fans on the Detroit Pistons Facebook page about whether or not the Pistons should be tanking or not. And I was to the point where I don't care what you want to call it. I don't care how you do it. I don't care what your opinion is. You either gotta knock your draft out wherever you draft at, or if your front office can't do that, then you need to figure out a way to maximize your opportunity to get into them first 2 or 3 slots to get you a damn player. I ain't got no time to argue with people on this stuff. You only get 1 pick a year. You only get 1 pick per year unless you can miraculously pull something out of the second round. It's been done. We just saw that with my man that won the MVP for the year. So it can be done, but the Pistons were trash at doing this. And it's crazy. It's so ironic right now because I think it's at least 5 former Detroit Pistons that are playing ball right now in at the conference championship round. It's 5 Pistons. and ain't none of them, they all gone now. So it's been years and years and years worth of mismanagement. You see Stan Van Gundy is out in New Orleans after 1 year. Just missing on draft picks. Could have had Spider Mitchell, I believe. Just a number of things. But anyway, it happened. They beat out them and the Houston Rockets, and maybe one other team had the best percentage to get the first pick. Pistons finished with the second worst record in the league, and you get the number 1 pick. And I'm just happy, man, because I don't think anybody roots for Detroit. I think that Detroit versus everybody T-shirt is accurate because I don't think anybody roots for Detroit on anything. So now the difficult thing becomes, and I actually wanted the second pick because I didn't want the pressure of making a mistake with this first pick. So shout out to Troy Weaver, who will be handling the decision. It's kind of clear for me. I didn't see Cade Cunningham out of Oklahoma State. I didn't see him a whole lot last year. Didn't do a whole lot in March Madness and whatnot. And I just didn't tap into the young man during the regular season. And I know the season was it was affected by COVID anyway. So I whatever. But I think I gotta go with the brother. I mean, 6'8", 220 pounds. I think he has the highest. If you look at his stat line against Jalen Green from the G League, Evan Mobley from USC, the Suggs kid from Gonzaga, he has the best stat line. And then when I factor in the the measurables and whatnot, I gotta go with Cade Cunningham. But this kid has got to work out. I mean, he's got to work out. I don't know for any Detroit fans that might come across this video. I don't know if you've had a chance to go check out a game in Little Caesars Arena, but it's a beautiful facility. It's really deserving of a marquee shooting guard or perimeter player to go in there and really make that place his home and go to work for, I don't even know if they get through the first contract, but 5 to 7 years of what we're seeing with Dame Lillard up in Portland. What Spider Mitchell was doing out there in Utah. A couple other Ice Trey is doing in Atlanta, which is a more heavily populated city than Detroit right now. But that arena, that city, those people deserve that. And I think if you can get that type of piece on the roster, the rest of this stuff can start to fall in place, and this team can be resurrected and become a contender. It's dope already. Last year was we didn't get a lot of love. Like I said, nobody talks about Detroit. Nobody gives a damn about Detroit. But after years and years and years of having the problems of drafting and putting together a team under the previous regimes, to get 2 out of 3 draft picks last year, and 2 of them made all rookie teams with B on the first team and Isaiah Stewart on the second team. So that's very promising. I'm not sold on the young point guard. I haven't even really seen the kid play, but maybe I shouldn't have said that. But a lot of youth on the team. They make the smart decision to bring in Jeremy Grant. He does what he did last year. Jackson, came back home to Detroit, had a fairly decent season. He's an up and down guy. Not since 1970, last time that the Pistons had the number 1 pick, drafted Bob Lanier. So yeah, but yeah, just the core is there, and I gotta be honest. Looking at the Greek Freak, seeing DeAndre Ayton, I'm kind of peeking over at Evan Mobley from USC. I wouldn't mind getting him either, but you do need that perimeter player, because for all that said and all of that, for saying all of that, Ayton is not gonna go out there and get you 40 points. Oh, he had a great game last night and has really had a coming out party in this year's playoffs. But you saw what Jamal Murray did out in Denver. Again, Spider Mitchell, Trae Young, all his big, and what my man is doing right now down in Phoenix. What is his name? D Booker. You got to get you a perimeter player that can go out and get 45, 50 points, especially until the rest of the team all comes together. So if Cade is the man, I got to go along with Cade, but this kid he's got to pan out. He's got to pan out. Yeah, so it's not a whole lot more to say, We'll see what how they continue to put this thing together. I'm trying to think if there was any other interesting stories or any other situations that jumped out to me from the. I think the only other thing that stood out to me from the draft was Golden State getting pick number 7. That's some great luck for them, to mess around and get Wiseman last year at the top of the draft, and then now to be able to get you a top 7 guy when you can still reload and make another run, at the same time with bringing in these new people, and then already having Clay and Steph. I saw some reports yesterday of Clay, working out and getting up and down the court, getting some shots up, and looking like he's going to be on track to rejoin the squad next year. So that's a very interesting development for them as a team, that you already have a lot of proven pieces in place, and then you can go out and get you another young player, and if they can contribute on the right level, the Warriors could be an interesting team. Other than that, I want to talk on Stephen A. Smith and the whole thing. What's going on right now with Ben Simmons? I missed it in real time, but I saw the clip on Instagram where Stephen A. Smith, he looks at his phone and interrupts Max Kellerman and Perkins maybe. And he's like, I got a text message right now from a source who would know, or whatever he said. And they throw it out here that Simmons doesn't work on his game, and he basically has an inner circle where he's very coddled. And I think it's a smear job, and it really bothers me that maybe this type of vetting information, maybe it was happening, it's been happening all along, but now with social media and the way things are done now, to show us how the sausage is made, we don't know who sent that text. Who is this person? And do you have a second source that says that Ben Simmons doesn't work on his game? Now, the only thing is this. I believe the text message. I wholeheartedly believe that, because we can look at the young man's lack of development over the past few seasons, and it doesn't look like. And this goes back to what I was talking about a couple of days ago. With one of the aspects that's been difficult for me to follow the NBA game is the fact that you don't see a lot of coaches and coaching staffs able to have a real impact on the development of players. And I was mentioning on The Real Deal with Damian Adams, I was mentioning, he's got a YouTube channel on here. I was mentioning to him about it's some wide receivers in the league that we've seen, such as Steve Smith Sr. or whatever. The dude came in and was a special teams player for 1 or 2 years, became the third receiver, the second receiver, then moved over and had 4 or 5 really outstanding years as the number 1 wide receiver. And you saw that growth. You saw the dude add on to his game, start to impact games more, and become an all-pro type wide receiver and go on to have a stellar career. And it just seems like in the NBA, we just don't see that type of I just told you about all of the Pistons who have come through there, and they've given up on them guys. Now some of them have resurfaced. Middleton, Dinwiddie was doing good before the injury in Brooklyn and whatnot. But yeah, with Ben Simmons, it just kills me that this young dude is on the court. He's in the first year of a supermax contract and whatnot, making $30-something million a year, and you really just don't see any dedication to figuring out some kind of way to impact the game on the offensive end of the court. And I've tried to watch the young man the last few years. I just can't look at the dude play basketball, because he just goes east and west the whole game. And now that it's become such an issue with his shooting, and in the playoffs, when you get to that level, and the defense picks up a lot more, and it's tougher to get there are very few gimme baskets. So now the kid doesn't even want to go to the hoop because he's terrified to go to the line. So you got this $30 million asset out here, piece out here running around on the court, but he's a liability at the most crucial points of the game and whatnot. So, I'm just concerned at what the future holds for the kid. His money's guaranteed. But can the staff get in there and figure out some kind of way to make this dude, a viable part of the team? 6'10", and what kills me is you're 6'10", you don't even bother to post up. And again, he doesn't bother to post up because he doesn't want to get fouled. It's a 6'10" dude sitting up running east and west out at the 3-point line. I've never seen anything like it. I guess he's a good passer. I've never seen the dude really do anything truly exceptional. I mean, I just don't get the kid's game. And for this rumor out here that, you know, and you saw this if you watched that the special that they had, the documentary that they had when he was coming into the league. I didn't watch the whole thing because I really don't find him that interesting. Period. I'm just not a fan of the dude in that way. I don't hate him or dislike him, but I could sense that. You know, his father. I mean, the dude, it's just no pressure on the kid. You know, and I'm sitting here, I don't really recall seeing him a whole lot at LSU, but he just went, you know, his 1 year in Baton Rouge. Salute, K to Detroit. Exactly. K, what's up, Jamal? Yeah, I was just saying, man, I'm keeping an eyeball on Evan Mobley. I know they're gonna go with K, but a big man that can do a lot of stuff and is very mobile, just like what we're seeing right now with DeAndre Ayton. It almost just seems like a safer pick to me. I mean, I'm trusting in K, but you just never know. You just never know. And there's been some dudes that the Pistons took in the past. You know, the kid from Arizona, Stanley Johnson. You know, I didn't really have big hopes for him. But it didn't go well with him. I remember they had the kid, they drafted him from some school in North Carolina. Shy with Mobley would be nice in my opinion. I think so. But yeah, they had a kid that they took. I can't remember if that dude's name was Butter. He had a nickname that he went by, but it was Butter something. And they drafted him. He was like from Charlottesville or something. And he was like 6'7", 6'6". And I'm like, man, we finally get this perimeter player. And I never saw the dude suit up. You know, I saw 2 years ago, everybody was happy about Sekou. And people were on Facebook telling me, just watch, Sekou gonna be this and gonna be that. And I'm like, man, Sekou could take like 4 or 5 years. Sekou, by the time it takes me to do a Sudoku puzzle, Sekou might be ready. I've never completed a Sudoku puzzle. I just look at him. But anyway, yeah, but back to Simmons though. That's just sad, man. I mean, not to be able to get paid that much money per year, and you don't get your ass in the gym and learn a Scottie Pippen bank shot from the side for from 13, 15 feet. And now they talking about the man might switch hands. He might go from, what does he shoot, left-handed now? Whatever hand he's shooting with right now, they saying that the new change for him might be to go to the other hand. I'm like, man, if I'm in Philadelphia, I got to be looking at a way to get out of that contract. Like if he's not devoting time and not in the gym getting up shots, not working with our skills development people or whatever to add to his game, I got to figure out a way to I can't pay that man $30 million a year. But anyway, like I said, just to be a full-time professional basketball player and to come back each season, he's righty. That shoot left, but now he's going back to right. That stuff, yeah. I'm glad you got it better than me. I just knew he was switching his dominant hand. I get it. But yeah, like I said, just post up, man. I mean, sometimes he's got the smaller guard on him. You know, he's guarding a guard. So sometimes when he gets down on the court, on the offensive end, you got a smaller guy on you. Even Mark Jackson was posting people up. I mean, post somebody up. Again, I just don't know how. I mean, not to have any devotion and dedication and commitment to getting better with your craft. I just don't. I don't really get that. Like, you letting the team down, and you're inviting this type of criticism that he's that he's getting at this point. Lastly, let me get on out of here with this last thought. Is just what I was saying earlier with the Pistons and getting a guard or a perimeter player who was effective. It's just crucial, man. I mean, right now you look at what Trey is doing. Trey Young. I mean, he getting like a quiet 32, a quiet 39. Always in double assists since they've been on this playoff run and whatnot. You just gotta get a kid. Nah, man, we can't get Suggs, man. I ain't sold on Suggs. I like Suggs. And I like wherever Suggs ends up, but it's a vibe about him that it's a vibe about Suggs where he could be that bust, in my opinion, for some reason. I know he was an excellent high school football quarterback, chose basketball, but he does remind me of Brandon Roy, who before his knees messed him up and derailed his career, he was coming, it looked like he was going to be kind of special. And that's where Suggs kind of has a similar build. They kind of had the same level of athleticism in a way. I like Suggs, but that's not who I think I'll go with Cade. And like I said at the opening, I really haven't seen a ton of Cunningham, but on paper, he just looks like the best guard option. But back to what I was finishing with, just seeing Trey Young and some of these guys scored all three levels. Young the other night, I watched a dude throw 3 floaters in a row. And you can't block the shot. All you can do is foul the dude before he gets it up. But other than that, I mean, he's killing people with this teardrop. I don't even think Ben Simmons, he just has no offensive feel whatsoever. I just can't believe it. But anyway, I done messed up the rest of my thought. I'm just excited, man. These boys got the first pick. I'm just hoping it works out. Hoping, no serious injuries in the first year or two or nothing. And like I said, the Little Caesars Arena can get the type of player that they truly deserve to be showcased, there on a nightly basis or whatever it is, 2 or 3 games a week or whatever it is. I just think that would be dope. I'd be heading up there to check out some games and just have something to root for. Because like I said, with Trey Young and Spider Mitchell, once you get that point guard situation taken care of, or not the point guard, but when you have a lethal scoring threat at the guard position, all of those other places can gradually get filled in as long as you got a serviceable big who can do the rim runs and do some of the stuff we see the young boy in Phoenix doing. You can start putting those other pieces together. And I think right now we might be at a juncture with LeBron James almost out of the league and the talent becoming more and more evenly distributed across the league. We might get to a moment here in the next 2 or 3 years where some of these destination teams don't really have the power that they have, to just wait for one of these draft picks before the end of their first contract. One of these bigger cities or hotter NBA cities go there and pluck that kid out of there. We to a point now where if you can get the right pieces around your youngster, you might be able to keep him there before he goes to one of the 2 or 3 biggest markets. But you got to make it happen, and that's what's dope for the Pistons. Like I said earlier, already having Stewart and B, just need B to add a few more wrinkles to his game this year and be less of a spot up guy or a dunker. Just get you a mid-range game, bro. This mid-range game, the revival of the mid-range game is impressive right now. So I hope to see that trend continue. But anyway, man, we might be back, baby. Detroit basketball. Let me get on off of here. Thanks for tuning in, hitting that like button for me. Holla at me. Pay me no mind, sports and entertainment. You don't have to be great to start, but you have to start to be great. Peace. Bad boys.